to do the one with the co-parenting.
All right, cool. Well, this one is pretty much it's just a meme or a caption,
Hmm.
and just pretty much like a quick quote. So your first thoughts, true, or false, GB.
Co-parenting is not hard if you focus on being a parent and not on the other parent's business. I feel like is 100% true. Like I feel like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You have a common interest in line. You want to raise that child,
Mm-hmm.
and all the other subliminal and all the other subsidiary things don't even matter. Who the other person is dating, whatever, whatever. And I feel like you can come together, even as parents, to even come up with a plan. Like even if, because everybody's on different timing with introducing their children to other people as well too. I feel like if you both have your parents have your kids' interest in mind, you could even come to an agreement on that. An agreement, you know. So I feel like 100%.
Is it realistic?
Yes. Yeah.
You
If you
feel
have
like
two mature adults out of their feelings on how they broke up, then yeah, you could do it. That's the things with breakup. Breakups are messy. People
yeah,
and either one person feels away or both people feel away.
I think it's easier said than done. Um, if you could like remove any emotion that is still lingering from the relationship, yeah, you could do that. But I think that's the problem that most people have, right?
Yeah.
They had a prior relationship. And
Right.
even when people move on from each other,
Yeah.
it's difficult to have someone that you dealt with or had certain times in your life with, right? And you guys split and you got to see that person on a regular basis,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So how easy is it for you to know that this is the person you had a child with, this is a person you once was in love with?
Yeah.
You might still love that person, you might not be in love,
Hmm.
but you got to see that person.
And you planned a family with that person. Like you planned
Absolutely.
for this to be your unit.
And sometimes when you see that person, right, and you interact, that might be it might symbolize failure to you. Like that shit didn't work out.
Okay.
And that could bring negative energy or negative feelings,
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nasty though.
Um, but I think it's realistic though.
It's realistic for like people with low emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because people with high emotional intelligence really know what matters. They understand that they're a parent and they move their feelings to the side. And guess who really matters? The kid.
Mm-hmm.
The kid benefits from that situation 100% of the time. If you could put your feelings aside and stand and sit next to that child's mother at their performances and be there at birthday parties and be there as a unit and be there for that person that you created, you could be an incredible person to that person who you say matters. But that's the thing, niggas be having kids and have their feelings in front of their kids. That shit's nasty, man.
You can say it's nasty, but it's just real. It's real shit.
It's nasty shit. This nasty shit. That's reality.
Both parents had the best interest of just the kid, it will work.
Into the mic.
Into the yeah.
It's like in the middle of the table. It's gonna be hard for me.
If both parents what?
If both parents had
best interest of just the kid,
Yes.
it would work.
Yes.
Just the kid.
Yeah.
Like, and it goes to what, the paragraph said. If not worrying about nothing else, but just the kid.
Yo, we ain't work out. Yo, I cheated. You cheated. Whatever. We left. It was
What's
it was
best
a
for
little
the
foul.
kid?
What's best for my kid is
Every
that.
time you about to drift, what's best for the kid? You know what I'm saying? But people can't do that. You know what I mean?
Niggas want to move out of state. Yo, you running past. Yo, what you think? I think I'm out. Like, you got to run everything past that unit. But what's your thoughts on it, Ron?
But just like what you just said,
Shoot.
if I want to move out of state,
Yes.
that's my business. You're going to be in my business, right?
Okay.
Because part of my business is your child, right?
Yeah.
So if that child is with me, why I gotta?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to conference with you, and you're going to be in my business because I want to move away.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to almost
So-
get permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
So
guess what's going to happen? Someone's going to take the lion's share of the load at that point.
Absolutely. But go ahead.
Oh, you mean talk? In it?
Yeah, you got to talk into it. Yeah. When you you can talk, say what you want to say, but just make sure you grab the mic so we can hear you.
The other parent could say no. But like I'm saying, if that other parent was doing what's in best interest of the kid, if that's leaving, then they still doing the right thing, in my opinion. Because it's still the best interest. Yeah, I'm in your business, but I could be like, nah, you can't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that might affect the kid long term, because if you here, you might not be able to afford the situation here.
I think that's subjective though, man. Because, all right, if my lady, if we split and she want to move somewhere,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, my kids need their father. They need to be around their father every day or every week or something. I need them with me, right?
I totally agree.
So now, how am I not going to be in your business, right? Now, she may feel like it's the right thing to do, like, oh, they're going to live here, they're going to live in a great neighborhood or whatever. Yeah, that's good for the kid. But what about my relationship with my kids? Is that not important?
That's super
You know what I mean?
important.
Bro, so
That's super important.
when you have a child with somebody, you have to be in their business. You gotta do what's best for the child, but also people are individuals, so they're gonna try to do what's best for them also, right?
100%.
And a lot of the times, people are not willing to sacrifice their own happiness for the sake of the child, right? And then it's like all the emotions as far as what went on in the relationship prior to, it's a lot of the times that's still there.
What really clouds a lot of the
But,
things.
Ron,
The relationship.
I also feel like, just like when you just said at the end of your statement, people are not willing to sacrifice, but that was the first thing you said when you brought up your statement, is that, what about me? Because you're the person wasn't going to be willing to make that sacrifice if the kids left. But if the kids stayed here, you saying if they leave, they could have that perfect life. But what if they stayed here and their life was miserable and only good with you?
But what the point I'm making is that on both sides, the mother and the father feel like what the choice that they're making is the best for the child, right? So we both feel, the mother feels like what I'm doing is the best thing for the child and the best thing case scenario for the child. As the father, I'm like, yo, you should stay here and I should have access to my kids because I think that's the best thing for the child, right? So to make it like it could be kumbaya where we all on one accord, I'm not sure how realistic that is. There's going to be scrapes. There's going to be arguments because two people are living separate lives in a sense, right? We have one commonality, which is the child. But I'm trying to move on with my life.
No,
and
but what
that
should
person's
be,
trying to move on
but that
with their life.
commonality should be the most important things in both your things.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I'm really
So
saying.
if both of y'all have a 70% stake in this one thing,
But who's right in a situation like that? Who's right?
whatever you guys agree on.
Yeah, you got you know it's pros and cons in every situation, And
the clip up one more time.
like I said, somebody got to make that sacrifice. Whether it's the dad and saying,
when I'm thinking about other partners' business, I feel like we're talking about their relationships,
Who they're dating.
who they dating. I'm not really thinking about where they work or anything like that. I'm thinking about who they're with. Now, who they're with does like that. It does blend. Because if you're introducing, if your partner's business is she's introducing your child to different men every month, then that becomes your business. So there is a fine line in that.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yo, to say that we got to stay out of each other's business, we're partners. Even though we're not together, we're still partners because we're partners in co-parenting.
Yeah.
Right?
It's unrealistic.
It is.
It's unrealistic to not be, because I got to know where you work. I got to know what you do for a living.
You got to know where you work, but you don't have to have I got
to know what you're doing.
But do you have an opinion on it? Like, do you have to have a say on where she works?
I don't think it's a say, but it's a no. I need to know what you're doing.
What if she became a stripper after?
I still need to know.
But now, can you have an opinion on it?
So you can't have an opinion? I have to, because my kid is involved.
If your child's mother,
my kid is involved.
We're talking about the best interest of the child, bro.
Yeah.
I think
the best interest of the child is to have a mother that's a stripper?
That's what I'm saying.
I think it goes
kind
back.
of blend a little bit.
I think it goes back to this. Like, I try to live by saying that goes, what is right, not who is right.
What is right, not who is right.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
I like that.
So, everybody, there has to be an agreement. There has to be a discussion between both parents, like you said, They have to agree on it.
Yeah.
And they have to agree on what is right, not who is right. And once those two can come to the agreement with that, I think then you can move forward.
So let me give you this. So let's stay with the example that a man and a woman has a baby boy, and he's 3 now, and they split, and she wants to become a stripper. What is right now? Like, what's that conversation about?
The conversation is you giving your opinion to that parent, saying, listen, you know what being a stripper comes with. Mm-hmm. That means my child, who is my business, is going to be around that.
Yeah.
As a parent,
you're out every night.
I'm not really comfortable with that lifestyle. Can we talk about agreeing on something else?
Maybe you take them.
Maybe I take them, and you take them the days you're off. Or whatever it is, because I don't think it just ends, though, when she's off.
Nah.
Because, she's going to be drawing a certain type of attention. Like I said, you know what that lifestyle comes with. So with you knowing what that lifestyle comes with, that's why you're expressing why you're uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. You're not really so much just worried about how she's going to be viewed, but you're also worried about.
All of us could talk whatever we want. That's still our wants and still our opinions, but they're going to do what they want to do at the end of the day regardless. You know what I'm saying?
We could hope that they don't. We could hope. Agreement.
Oh, we could hope.
If you come to
we could hope for
well, we have rights as men, right? We could take him to court to get partial custody and all that. We do have rights, right?
Yeah. But
I don't want to get into all that, but you got to have we got rights and all that, but at the same time, you got to be a real messed up moms for them to let go of them kids if she trying to hold on to them. Mm-hmm. And that's just real talk. Like, you got to be doing some real bad stuff to be for the government to let you, just give them up like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It don't go like that. It don't go, oh, my mom's a stripper, give them to the dad. Nah, mom's got to be on crack.
Yeah. That's not justifiable.
Just stripper is not good enough. Mom's still trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they look at that.
Some ass.
And even before you even go to court, like, yo, I'm gonna be in your business, in your relationship, because I need to know who's around my kids. Even if you get into a serious relationship with somebody, I gotta know that the dude is accepting of my children. You know what I mean? Yo, you don't want you don't want to police who your child's mother dates, but you got to make sure it's a stand-up dude. You know what I mean?
Cool. You might put it up one more time, cool? You might put it up one more time. I just really want to get an understanding. Devoid of any conflict, right? If you focus on that child's interest, that means you come together and that child's interest is the number one focus.
Bruh.
It's not hard. And that means when I read that, I mean that any decision.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Right? You married. You're in a loving marriage right now. You never had no arguments with your wife about your kid?
Arguments? No.
Like, y'all never had no debates or anything like that over what?
I defer to my wife. She gets the final word usually with my
All right.
child.
Well, I've had debates with my wife about kids.
Okay.
Right? And we love each other. Yeah. Imagine two people that their relationship failed. They hate each other.
But
in
that's
a lot
what
of
I'm saying. When you and your wife have a disagreement, it's devoid of emotion, right?
Well, I'm just speaking to the fact of it being not hard. Parenting
It's
is
not
hard in general.
hard if
When
it's
people
devoid of emotion. If it's devoid of, I hate you because of the way we broke up, then it's not hard.
I think we have to define what business is.
Business is, when I read that, I look at business as being what that other parent is really doing with their personal time.
I think so too. That's what I believe.
That's what they're saying, but like I said, it's unrealistic because you have to be in your other partner's business. Whoever you're co-parenting with, you have to be in their business. They have to be in yours. That's the only way it's gonna work.
If you could come to an agreement, as co-parents that, yo, listen, before we introduce our child to any other outside people in our relationship, we're gonna run it past each other. What does it matter who she's dating? If your child doesn't meet the other person, what does it matter?
I would care if I broke up with my wife and she starts dating a drug dealer, I would feel a way about that.
Because you're in her business.
Correct, because my child is there.
Yeah.
My child, I don't want my house, the house that my child is staying in the car. If my son, his daughter's in the car with a drug dealer, his car
But
gets
that's what I'm
shot
saying.
up.
He hasn't met him yet. If you can agree on your child is not going to meet another person until you guys both agree on it, what does it matter if she goes and meets that drug dealer at a bar or at a restaurant or anything like that? Dates someone outside. What does it matter?
Eventually, it's gonna, if it goes somewhere.
Eventually, but then it has to come to you. Then you have to come to that agreement.
And this is what I'm trying to say. You get to that point, you think she's gonna be like, all right, my baby father said, don't date the guy that I'm falling in love with.
The child's interest. The child's interest is
All right,
that.
all right.
No, you both having the child's interest means that you and she understands that
And this is where it
is a dangerous situation for
okay.
that kid to be in.
All
Because
right.
both of you have the child's interest. The
Okay,
child,
wait.
or a mother dating a drug dealer, right? Her having her child's interest is her understanding that, yo, it is dangerous for me to have my kid around that. We're talking about two reasonable people here.
Okay.
We're not talking about I'm reasonable and she's not reasonable, or she's reasonable and I'm not reasonable. I'm talking about two reasonable people
all right.
within reason.
That's very reasonable.
Okay.
That's very reasonable, right? That's very reasonable,
Yeah.
right? But let's say it's a dude who doesn't have kids. He doesn't really like kids. He likes your wife. He likes your ex, right? He likes her. He tolerates your kids, right? He don't treat them great, He's just like, they there, whatever. Like, I don't really fuck with y'all, right? Now, do you have a real valid reason to be all up in her business to tell her, like, yo, I don't think he should be around there, around the kids?
What's your reason?
Because he don't like my kids. He don't treat my kids well.
He mistreats them, or he doesn't treat them well.
Let's say he
To your
doesn't.
standards.
Yeah, exactly, to my standards.
Then if both of y'all have the child's interest in mind, you should be able to bring that to your wife, to your ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you should have a meeting at the Mines, and you could meet in the middle.